Okay, we officially have reached 10 sessions for Dark Realms. Let's begin number 10 with a recap and what is about to transpire.
Session 10 begins. Recap, end of Session 9. Wholf and Jory completed the Hollow Grove's 3 trials, Mirror, Root, and Hand. Wholf absorbed his own echo, confronted guilt from Jory's past, and defeated the Echo Giant by striking its crystal core. The Grove accepted them, not as victims, but as victors. A golden mist path opened beyond the Grove, not returning to Tamriel, but leading somewhere else. Current location, beyond the Hollow Grove, in a mist-drenched transition realm. The forest is gone, the air is still, the sky is blank. A new realm waits ahead, the first threshold of the Dark Realms. What you're about to face, the first entry point into the shadow reflection of Tamriel. Wholf and Jory don't yet know where it will lead, but the compass glows, pulling forward. A looming presence stirs, not hostile, but aware of Wholf. And somewhere ahead, a fragment of Edran's soul waits. Ready to take that first step into the Dark Realms?
So here it is. This is the next arc. I mean, the first 9 sessions have been kind of an experiment, get our footing here in this transitional Elder Scrolls theme, and we dealt with a couple of brief arcs in terms of story and Edrin. Now I'm actually playing into the Dark Realms title. This will be the Dark Realms as fabricated within the Elder Scrolls lore, but not officially. It's obviously just a fan, quote unquote, inspired, and the our game master here knows that. So Edrin is still around, but his soul is trapped inadvertently within this Dark Realms. Think of it as the Upside Down from the Stranger Things show. It is not necessarily the polar opposite, but a dark shadow of existing reality at Tamriel. So I'm going to have a comedic start here with Jory questioning where are they, and he was not expecting this. He probably will blame the witch. I forgot her name, but let's figure out how we can do a very brief story hack here. Let's say Jory seems panicky. He does not know where we are. This is not familiar territory to him. Let's say he gets frustrated and blames the witch lady for doing this. Perhaps this was all a trap.
Jory's boots grind to a halt as he spins in place, eyes wide. This isn't the Grove anymore. There's no trees, no wind, not even a damn bird. He clenches his jaw, staff clutched tight. That witch Vailra, this was never about the Grove. This was a gate. She sent us in here, and we let her. He kicks at the mist. It curls, recoils, and returns like smoke with memory. We should have never followed that path. He looks to you, not hostile, but shaken. What does Wholf say or do?
Okay.
Reassure, doubt, challenge Jory's reaction?
I attempt to reassure Jory that perhaps this is part of the grove itself. However, I believe Wolf is naive here. This is not the Grove, and this is entirely a new realm. However, to both Jory and Wolf, in face value, this is perhaps another step in the Grove's path, and they will treat it as such. Let's see here, just a few spelling issues. Jory was corrected. It looks like it's getting Jory now. Okay.
Wholf's voice is calm, but carries the weight of hope. Maybe the Grove didn't end. Maybe it just changed shape. Jory squints at you, exasperated. You think this is still part of the trial? You nod, more to steady yourself than out of certainty. We got through the Grove together. We'll walk this next step the same way. Jory exhales, slow and hard. Right, one step at a time then. But I swear if trees start whispering again, You both turn to face the mist ahead. The compass glows, pointing forward. A shape begins to form in the distance, shifting architecture like a collapsed city twisted into a circle. You're approaching the first true threshold of the Dark Realms. Shall we move forward?
Wolf looks to Jory and shows the compass, showing that it still operates within this realm, reassuring him, attempting to reassure him that this is a good sign. Oh, oh, there we go.
Wholf holds the compass between them, its needle steady, glowing faintly with silver-blue light. Jory stares at it, breathing easier as the glow reflects in his eyes. Still working. Then maybe we're not lost. He exhales again, shoulders relaxing slightly. You know, I thought the grove was going to kill us. He grins, just barely. Now I'm worried it let us through. The path before you widens, revealing the outline of a massive circular city, sunken into the land like a crater. The architecture is familiar, imperial but wrong, bent, melted. That looks like Chorol, Jory mutters. But it isn't. Do you descend into the city's edge, or observe from above first?
Well, let's see. Perhaps we can do a action here to observe or roll notice. Okay, so I forgot to mention a few things. Because it's been a whole scene after the combat, officially we lose the mild consequence. Just naturally we heal and we're bandaged up, let's just say. I also was able to move a stunt from here. I learned a thing, if I'm not mistaken, in the rules. When you have more than three stunts, you actually purchase one of your permanent refresh points per session to have more than three stunts. So now I'm back to three. So I was playing quote unquote wrong, despite the game is pretty flexible. And I moved my keen senses to just an aspect. I don't miss a thing, basically. Still have the other, four here. And I upgraded empathy, I believe, based on last session, because we had a lot of use of it. So I figured that would be the best one to upgrade, to advance. Now, let's continue. Could I do a notice roll to see anything, despite the unusual appearance, anything that seems out of place of this city? Perhaps an entry point or a path to it, if that makes sense.
Yes, perfect use of notice. You're scanning for entry points, structural inconsistencies, or anything that doesn't match the twisted reflection of Chorol. Difficulty,
Oh,
fares too. You're looking from a distance but have a good vantage point. Roll notice and let me know your total.
perhaps I can create an advantage. Does either my character Wolf or Jory have experience at Choral? Are familiar with the area? There we go.
Yes, great call. You're attempting to create advantage using either law or notice, whichever fits your reasoning best, by drawing on familiarity with the real Chorol to interpret this distorted version. You can even involve Jory narratively to justify a bonus. He mentioned earlier that he's from the region.
Yep.
Mechanics, skill, law, best choice here, using memory and knowledge. Difficulty, great. The city is distorted, not just mirrored. You can, roll normally, use a fate point to invoke carries others' burdens. You're using shared memory to guide him and yourself. Or let Jory assist, grants +1 under teamwork rules. What setup would you like?
Um, I'm going to use well, now I rephrased it to I carry the burdens of others. So let's use that. I did change the name of the aspect slightly. It's now called but I will invoke it. All right. So lore, I carry the burden of others for +2 bonus. You're leveraging Jory's emotional state. All right, lore +2. Let's do this. We're shooting for 4. Our lore is 1. Let's see. Fate dice. There it is. Lore +1. So +1 +2. That's 3 on top of this roll. Okay, we're one short. So total of 3. We rolled a total of 3.
With your 3 versus 4, that's a near miss. You succeed, but at a minor cost. You create the aspect, remembered landmarks beneath the ruin, with one free invoke. But as Wholf focuses, a small echo of the grove flares in the mist nearby, a flickering tree, watching from the edge of memory. New ambient situation aspect. The grove still sees. Jory doesn't notice it, but Wholf feels it. The grove hasn't let go fully. Still, your memory-guided scan reveals a sunken archway, half buried in the west end of the crater. Not just an entrance, but a familiar gate. The Fighters Guild Hall, or what it used to be. You now have a way down. Do you guide Jory there directly, or prepare first?
I believe we are ready to descend into the Fighters Guild Hall, that sunken archway.
You lead Jory down the sloping ridge, dust and broken stone shifting underfoot as you approach the warped city's edge. The air grows quiet, as if muffled by the mist. Not dead, just expectant. The archway comes into view, bent inward, stones cracked like old bone. The Fighters Guild emblem still hangs above it, but the lion is weeping black ichor. Jory mutters, "That's not right." Inside, silence, flickering torchlight, and a mural on the wall, one not present in the real Chorul. It shows Wholf kneeling, offering his bow to a shadow crowned in stars.
Ah,
Do you enter fully, investigate the mural, or halt Jory here?
I tell Jory to hold on as we both examine the mural. Can I get an assist from him on this lore check?
Absolutely. Great timing. Jory assists you, giving you a +1 teamwork bonus on your lore check as you both study the mural. You can also invoke any relevant aspect if needed, like I carry the burdens of others or guided by the future. Hash, final setup. Skill lore, assist 1 from Jory. Optional invoke, +2 if you choose. Difficulty, grade 4. This mural is a predictive magical imprint. Roll lore, +1 for Jory, and let me know your total.
A +1. So essentially, our lore is 2, is 1. So we have 2 now in this roll. We're shooting for 4, actually. That's 3. Short again. Total of 3.
With Show 3 verse 4, you're just short, but you do learn something, with a twist. As you and Jory study the mural, you recognize the shadow crowned in stars resembles an Aelid or pre-Mundus entity, no Daedric prince you've seen. Wholf is offering his bow willingly, kneeling. It's not submission, it's agreement. Jory frowns. That's you, but not just you. It's like the Grove, recorded a moment that hasn't happened yet. You create a partial aspect. Prophecy imprinted on stone, no free invoke, but you may spend a fate point to activate its power later. The rest of the hall lies ahead, still, silent, dustless. Something waits in the dark. Do you proceed, or investigate further?
I whispered to myself, it's as if this realm is able to see all times, past, present, and future, all mixed into one place. And then jury can hear me. Whoops, not jury. By the order of the court. There we go.
Jory hears your whisper and stops beside you, his voice low. Time isn't linear here. It's reflective, like water. Every ripple touches the others. He pauses, staring deeper into the mural's shadows. What if this isn't showing what will happen? But what the realm wants to happen. The image of Wholf kneeling shimmers faintly, and the shadow-crowned figure tilts its head as if noticing you. Jory grips your arm suddenly. Let's not linger here. Do you press deeper into the Fighters Guild ruins, or leave the mural chamber first?
Like Zoink Scoob. This is interesting. Okay. We'll press. Well, I don't know. This happened before, but let's say we are entranced. This has happened before. Let's say that Wholf is entranced by this mural. Do we have to roll something to avoid becoming enslaved by it? Yep. Compel triggered.
Yes, perfect moment for a will defense roll, as the mural begins subtly pulling at Wholf's thoughts. You're not just entranced. The Dark Realms are offering alignment, tempting you to fulfill the prophecy they favor. Compel triggered. Your trouble, I carry the burdens of others, can be compelled here. This weight isn't just yours, but the realm's now, pressing it onto you. Accept the compel to earn one fate point, but Wholf becomes partially bound to the prophecy. Future rolls may be harder to resist this path, or resist the compel by spending one fate point. Either way, you must roll will to resist being mentally caught in the vision. Difficulty, great. Let me know your will total, and whether you accept or resist the compel.
This is a tough one. I think if Jory can assist, perhaps let's let Jory attempt, while Wholf is frozen in decision.
Excellent choice. Wholf stands frozen, eyes locked on the mural, while the air thickens with unseen pressure. Jory sees it happening, and acts. Not today, damn it. He grabs Wholf by the collar and channels a pulse of energy through his staff, disrupting the mental link. Jory rolls will to defend you. +2, plus will for total. It matches the difficulty. A tie. Jory succeeds, but at a cost. You snap out of it, breath sharp, body cold, but in the process, the mural changes behind you. Now it shows Jory kneeling, offering his staff to the same crowned figure. A new temporary situation aspect emerges. The mural remembers you now, Jory mutters under his breath. It saw me. I felt it. The chamber dims. The hallway ahead yawns open. Do you both continue forward or retreat and regroup? No.
Okay. Wholf says that this place is interactive. Whoever presses first, the realm presses back. We need to be careful with who or what we speak to, or even act to.
Jory nods, eyes still locked on the shifting mural. Interactive. It's not watching us, it's responding to us. He turns to you, more serious than before. Then we play it smart, measured, no sudden choices, no bargains, and definitely no kneeling. The hallway ahead leads downward, deeper into the twisted bones of the Fighters Guild. A faint rhythmic sound echoes through the corridor, like breathing, but coming from stone. Proceed cautiously, or take a moment to prepare.
Wholf tells Jory to not wield the staff in some aggressive manner, but to be cautious as we descend, aware of our surroundings.
Jory nods, tucking his staff low, his grip loose but ready. No sudden gestures, no magic unless we need it. You both descend, stone steps slick with a sheen that feels like memory rather than water. The sound grows clearer, not breathing. Chanting. Slow, ancient, wordless. The corridor opens into a hollowed training chamber, its banners tattered, its weapons rusted into the walls. In the center stands a spectral figure, armor half-formed from shifting echo. It turns toward you, and its voice sounds like a blend of yours and Edran's. Another piece approaches. What does Wholf do? Speak, observe, or act?
Wholf gestures to Jor that he will handle this at first, but to be wary. Wholf takes one step forward, holding the compass in hand, not to offer it, but to show its presence. He speaks to the spirit and says, "State your existence." See if that works. All right.
Jory nods, stepping back, eyes sharp and staff lowered. You step forward, compass in hand, its glow faint but pulsing as you address the echo. The figure tilts its head, armor flickering like firelight. I am not Edran, but I am made from him. It steps forward, not hostile, but heavy with presence. He bled here, remembered here, chose here. So a fragment became me, a memory of command. Its eyes flare briefly, silver like starlight. If you would carry him forward, you must prove your own shape. Not just carry, but lead. The chamber darkens. Shadows rise like echoes taking form. The test begins. Would you like to speak more or take the first action?
Jory comedically smirks and says, "Great, more tests." Period. Which actually seems to upset the shadows. So comedically.
The shadows tremble, not violently, but like an insult was carved into them. One whispers in a voice like cracking ice, "No jest, no masks, only the will to lead, or the will to break." Jory steps back, raising his hands. Fine, fine, shadows got no humor. The echo of Edran raises a spectral hand, and three shadows detach from the walls, forming distorted versions of Wholf. One with a bow, one with daggers, one cloaked and silent. Show us which part of you commands the others. This is a narrative combat trial. Each shadow is a facet of Wholf. Who does he confront first? The bow, tactical self, the daggers, aggression, or the silent cloak, his unspoken doubts?
No, it's a kind of mix of all three, which we've done before. We did the whole I choose all three paths, but this time I think we'll choose the bow. Wholf says, "Well, in the past, during the Grove trials, I believe I chose all three, but this time the situation has changed. I'm always preferred to use my daggers comparatively to my bow." Kind of changed my mind on that one.
The dagger shadow steps forward, fluid, fast, with a constant flicker of tension. It speaks with your voice, but sharper, edged. You wear me like armor when you feel cornered. But I am not defense. I am the part that ends things. It twirls a spectral blade and crouches. If I strike first, the others don't have to. The echo figure watches silently, as if weighing the decision you're about to make. Will Wholf confront this dagger self with words, or meet it in combat?
Wholf says, I will ripple, as do you. Wholf readies his daggers for combat, demonstrating the same posture as the Echo. All right.
The shadow echoes your stance perfectly, a mirrored reflection with murderous intent. The two of you circle one another, slow at first, then it lunges. The echo is fast, but you've fought yourself before. Combat trial, shadow dagger Wholf. You roll fight to clash with it. You can invoke guided by the future, or I carry the burdens of others, if applicable. You may also attempt to create advantage by matching form and posture to bait it. Difficulty? Great. It knows every move you've ever made. What's your action? Direct strike, tactical advantage, or defense?
If this Echo is truly me to some extent, being a mirrored version of my past, present, and potentially future, I'm thinking that it knows all my moves. I'm going to improvise, attempt to act as if it would not expect. All right, so let's see here.
Brilliant. That's a create advantage using fight, flavored with improvisation and unpredictability. You're not just outmaneuvering it, you're disrupting the mirror by being unmirrorable. The shadow narrows its eyes, it twitches, unsure. You've never moved like this. Difficulty, great, +4. Roll your fight, and if you'd like, you can invoke an aspect like Guided by the Future for +2. Let me know your total.
I will invoke guided by the future. All right, so +2 of fight, and fight is our best skill. So I want to be overconfident, but I think we got this. Fight right there, 4, that's +2, so that's 6 total on this roll. 4, but that is a tie. A tie of 4. So we're even.
Perfect. A tie on a create advantage gives you a boost. Your erratic, unexpected footwork catches the dagger shadow off guard. It hesitates, a moment of confusion flashing across its otherwise unreadable face. You gain the boost. Broken pattern, 1 free invoke. The shadow stumbles slightly, posture disrupted. It's your move, now with momentum. Do you strike while it's off guard?
I'm trying to figure out if killing, quote unquote, this Echo is even part of what this realm wants to happen. So I'd say let's give in to the urge and try it. All right. We will strike with our daggers and invoke the boost as well. Whoops, not the boot. We throw our boots at it.
Locked in, Wholf surges forward with his blades, exploiting the hesitation. You'll roll fight and invoke broken pattern for +2. The dagger shadow attempts to defend plus your +2, plus fight +2 equals 4 total. Roll your fight, add +2 from the boost, and let me know your total.
Fight is +4, and we have the +2 bonus, so that's 6 total bonus. Okay, 5, that is 1 over. Total of 5. All right.
Excellent. 5 versus 4, a clean one-shift hit. Your dagger slashes across the Echo's side. Shadowy matter tears loose like smoke laced with memory. It staggers backward, silent but shaken. You've wounded it, not enough to destroy it, but you've asserted dominance. This wasn't in the pattern, it whispers. The central figure, the Edran Echo, watches. He begins to lead. The dagger shadow flickers and kneels. Do you strike it down, or accept the submission?
I believe at this moment, as Jory is watching, he has a theory that, based on what the Echo just said, wasn't in the pattern. He believes they're in a realm that mirrors their existing reality. But because Jory and Wholf are in this realm, they are no longer able to be mirrored in their existing origin of a reality. That's a theory. We're out of place, basically. Oh, whoops. I'm going to play that for you guys.
Jory's eyes narrow, watching the kneeling Echo as if everything just clicked. That's it, he mutters, stepping closer. They're built on the assumption that we'll always repeat ourselves. But now we're outside the real timeline. The Grove severed us from causality. He looks to you, serious. We're unpatterned, Wholf. You improvise. They collapse. The dagger shadow vanishes like smoke caught in sunlight, not destroyed, but released. The central Echo nods solemnly. One piece sheds its loop. The chamber shifts. The next shadow, the bow, steps forward. Your precision, your hesitation, your distance. It knocks an arrow made of starlight. Do you speak, or face it next?
Hmm. Well, I thank Jory for the guidance. I then take out my bow and set it down on the ground, staring at the Echo. Something unexpected. Like I said, I improvise. Oh,
The bow shadow tilts its head as you lower your weapon, confused but not yet passive. You would disarm? I am the one who waits, the one who weighs every shot. What are you without precision? It lowers its own bow slightly, posture more curious than hostile. Jory watches in stunned silence. You're leading it without fighting. The Edran Echo speaks again, voice like wind through ancient leaves. Two pieces realigned. One remains. The cloaked, silent shadow steps from the wall. No weapon, no words. It simply waits. The room darkens. Do you speak or step toward it?
Wolf speaks to all of them, explaining that Edmund taught him this. Not all problems can be solved with this bow or with my daggers, and sometimes not even with silence, but the actions, the unpredictable, sometimes in dire constraints, is the path to follow. I don't know, some bullshit like that. See what happens. I'm trying to project a Edrin-ish aesthetic.
The room stills completely. The dagger shadow fades into dust. The bow shadow vanishes like a line erased from parchment. The cloaked shadow looks up for the first time and lifts a single hand. Not in challenge, in acknowledgement. Then it too dissolves. The Edron Echo closes its eyes. All three facets answered. The loop is cracked. He may now bear the burden and decide what to do with it. A glyph of golden white light appears beneath your feet, pulsing slowly. From the far wall, a stone gate unseals with a grinding moan. You have passed the test. Do you and Jory proceed through the gate, or speak to the Echo once more?
Okay. I look at the Echo and say, as if I'm speaking to Edwin himself, thank you once again, my friend. And then we proceed through the path.
The Echo nods, a gesture not of command but of farewell. Then walk with the weight, but walk freely. As you and Jory step through the gate, the chamber behind seals shut with a final hiss, as if that version of you is now sealed forever in memory. Ahead lies a long, sloped corridor, lined with glowing runes that whisper like distant waves, and at the far end, a shimmering rift, dark blue, edged in memory, pulsing like a heartbeat. The true threshold of the dark realms stands before you
Ooh,
now. Shall we end here, or press through the rift?
let's go for a few more scenes or so. Let's see. What to do? Jory stops me with a staff and mutters something as if this is familiar to him. Oh, Jory, Jory. Every time. Mutters something, whatever.
Jory places the staff across your chest, eyes fixed on the rift. He mutters almost to himself, I've seen this before. His hand trembles slightly. Not in a dream, not a memory, a story, a forbidden one. A mage at the Arcanium told me once that there were realms not aligned with oblivion, not Daedric or Aedric. He swallows hard, but real enough to cast shadows backward in time. The rift pulses again, and for a split second, the image of Edran's face flickers in the surface. Jory whispers, he's in there. Do you question him, or walk forward together?
Do I have knowledge of what Jory is talking about? Any past memories I can think of Edrin talking about something similar? And for context, does either character know about the Dark Realms yet? Or do we assume this is still the Grove or some unfathomable realm? Excuse me. All right, so let's see what happens here.
Excellent clarification. Here's how it fits. Your context. Neither Wholf nor Jory fully understands the Dark Realms yet. They assume this is a continuation of the Grove or an unknown magical phenomenon. The term Dark Realms hasn't been used in character yet, but both of you are starting to feel its difference, deeper, older, untethered to Tamriel's logic. Knowledge check. Lore, Edran's teachings. Wholf can attempt a lore roll to recall if Edran ever hinted at this kind of realm, especially if he spoke of reflections, memory, or pre-dawn knowledge. Difficulty. Great. 4. This is obscure even among scholars. You may invoke your aspect lessons taught by Edran burned into bone for +2 if desired. Roll lore and let me know your total.
I still have that? I still have that. Lessons taught by Edrin. Okay. I will invoke it. So this would be another fate point spent. Oh, okay. This is okay. You +2 in the lore roll. All right. So our lore is still +1. So that's 3 total. Oh, mediocre. Okay, so we're short by 1. Total of 3.
With a total of 3 versus 4, you fall just short, but gain a fragmented insight. You remember Edran once speaking in hushed tones during a late night by firelight. There are places that didn't survive the Kalpic cycles, yet still echo. Not oblivion, not Aetherius, something else. A realm not made by gods, but left behind by choice. He never gave it a name, only a warning. If you ever find yourself in a place where time feels curved, where forgotten choices speak louder than memories, leave. The rift pulses again, and the same compass that once guided you flares with a slow, steady hum. You know this now. You're no longer in the Grove. You're standing at the edge of the Dark Realms. Do you share this with Jory, or step into the unknown?
Man, this is getting deep. Okay. Wolf looks at his compass and then at Jory. This is it. This is the place that my mentor, Edwin, was trying to get to. This whole time, his entire life was based on this moment. This realm. It's some kind of darkness, a realm beyond time, left behind. As vague as it gets.
Jory stares at you, then at the rift. Then this is where it ends, or begins. He tightens his grip on the staff, jaw set. Let's find what he left behind, and maybe find what we're meant to be. The rift opens wider, reacting to your declaration, not swallowing you, but inviting you. The dark realms await. Shall we step through and end the session there?
Yep. Jory and I both stepped through. That's it. We just stepped through. All right. Wow. This is dude. This is getting intense. I love it. This Dark Realms, it really works out. All right. So there's the session summary. The fully logged. The rift has been crossed. The Dark Realms have begun. Ready when you are. What lies beyond. Okay. So there you go. This was episode session 10. Hope you guys enjoyed. I am still enjoying this. It's going very well. And as always, I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.